He was a productive agent, like a top producing agent in another organization, and decided to actually join our team as a top producing agent. And I would love for him to kind of share his story with you guys on why he made that choice. Welcome back to another episode of All or Nothing in Real Estate. I'm your host, Matt Smith, the founder of All or Nothing in Real Estate. As a reminder, this podcast is a movement to get back to this amazing industry that has given so much to me and my family. Guys, today we've got a very special guest on the show. We've got one of the top agents on our team going to share some insight from his story. I just think it's a really, really unique perspective. Not only is he having a killer year, he actually invited his wife to join him in this crazy business. And he was a productive agent, like a top producing agent in another organization, and decided to actually join our team as a top producing agent. And I would love for him to kind of share his story with you guys on why he made that choice, what leverage he found useful. And so we're going to learn a little bit more from Lance Lewis. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Honestly, I'm super stoked to be here. This is actually the first podcast I've ever done. I've done tons of videos, but never a podcast. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Awesome. You've earned it. And so it's we don't gotta put on a show for the audience. Just be real, genuine, authentic, and provide them some value today.
Be careful what you ask for.
Hey, you've listened to the show. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. So let's start with a little bit of tell us a little bit about who is Lance Lewis.
So Lance Lewis, man, I come from Rolla, Missouri. It's central Missouri located. I mean, just small town. Handshake still means something. Um, I am very much small town boy, so
Yeah,
it's in our core beliefs.
I love it. I love it, man. And I think that small town vibe of in this crazy world we live in is I think why you kind of resonate to our core values in our organization.
Yep. And our core values, man, that's something that honestly attracted me to the team more, and I don't speak enough on it, but having those principles behind us, I think pushes a lot.
I love
So,
it. I love it, man. Tell us a little bit about your backstory. So you haven't always been an agent with our organization. You were a successful agent prior to joining our team. Talk a little bit about that. How long have you been licensed? What was your best year in production?
so I've been licensed almost 5 years. And I come from a sales background. I've been in sales my entire adult career for the most part. I sold, you know, phone, internet, and cable for Charter Communications door to door residential. If anybody's ever done that, good luck. And I spent 12 years at our local Ford dealership selling cars. So I've always, come from a sales background and I love it. I love helping people. But what drew me to real estate, it goes back to my childhood. Like, being a real estate agent, you're like, oh my God, you're at the top. Like, that is awesome. Like, how do you do that? It is just something that always sparked my interest, so to speak.
I love it. I love it. And so fast forward, you got your license, you took the leap, so to speak. Talk about your career in real estate prior to joining our team.
So, as Matt said, I was on another team prior and I was there roughly 4 years, give or take. And not all teams are equal. Let's just start there. Not all teams are even close to being equal. So you're going to go up against some. And one thing I love about ours, and you're going to feel this if you're on another team where your team leaders also sell, you feel like you're fighting your house. Um, our team doesn't have that. So I feel like that's a win right at the bat because let's be honest, if we're being totally transparent, Matt, it's going to be easier for you to get a lead and convert that lead than it is for Lance Lewis. So Matt Smith Real Estate Group, how's that sound versus Lance Lewis of Matt Smith Real Estate Group?
Sure.
It's breaking down that barrier, and that's a barrier I don't have to break. It's already done. So that to me was one reason I joined the team, and it's kind of a minuscule reason. I became friends with a lot of team members, before joining. Ryan Reagan, Tasha, it was Black then, it's McBride now. Tina, grew up with Tina. And
I'm
they were
sorry.
all top performers.
I'm sorry you had
So,
to grow up with Tina. Poor
oh,
guy.
it's terrible, freaking terrible.
Oh, we got to give Tina a hard time, right?
all the time. But it was, I would see him out in the community, always doing community forward events. And just to me, like I said, when you're from a small town, that takes precedent. Like those things come near and dear to my heart, always giving back, even backpack programs, golf events, things like that, just being in our community and watching firsthand where that money goes is a huge thing. And I always seen, your team being very positioned in front of that.
Yeah, really, really good. And we'll dive deeper into kind of your experience of transitioning and the differences of the team. It doesn't make one better or worse than the other. I think there's just different models, right? And there's different ways that people run businesses. And I love that you found leverage and success in this organization since you've joined us. And we'll break that down too. But I guess let's go here. When you first joined, and I'm taking a risk here, but be truthful, be honest. When you first joined the organization, like what was is there one thing that really pushed it over the edge where you're like, you know what, I'm making this transition finally? Because I know you and I had talked for a while and it was something you had considered. Like what was it that pushed you over the edge?
Well, Matt, as me and you, when we did our offsite, I believe I told you I had 17 pending at that very time. And I hope people are listening. That's 17 pending under contract, and I'm thinking about jumping ship. So what's going on in my life to make me think about that? And my wife, Nicole, she's basically eat, sleep, and breathing it with you.
Yeah,
She wanted to get her license. And why should she not? She was basically living that life anyway.
sure.
So I was at the point in my career to where I was so busy that I didn't feel like I would effectively have time to train her. And this is going to speak a lot to our processes too. But I couldn't feel like I could effectively train her or do her justice in that aspect because I was so busy. And another part of our process is we have awesome TCs versus before on the other team, I had to A to Z every file because I didn't have a TC. It was Lance Lewis, A to Z. And now we have that. So I'm able to let go focus on getting more. And that's huge. But that was the main push for me, is when she wanted to get her license and just the training we have over here. And I will tell you, her business model and my business model, our personalities are vastly different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sales personality. She is I think, Matt, you would call it probably a customer service oriented personality. Like that's who she is. And our processes work really good for both of us.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's not a one shoe fits all.
yeah, and I appreciate that, and that's a testimony to we've done that intentionally, right? I think having a business model where hey, it only fits this particular avatar can only grow so big, and that doesn't serve my mission, right? Of changing more people's lives, and so we have made it to where you can, as long as you are a good fit culturally in alignment with our core values, we want to help you build the business that you want to build and use your strengths to grow your business. And underneath that is the core standards and fundamentals of the training and the basics done at a really, really high level, is the starting block to help people build the career they want to build. And then we can take it to the moon from there in whatever aspect you want to grow in.
1000%. Another thing, I believe I told you, man, I wanted more time for my family.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the trenches in the hustle and you have to watch those files, make sure all deadlines are met, and just, keep your finger on absolutely everything. You can spend 6 hours a day, 5 hours a day chasing emails, making sure, amendments are up, all your timelines are met, inspections are hit, and to be able to, hey, Ashley, you got this. I'm going to go get another.
Yeah.
Secretly, I'm going to go take my kids to the park.
Yeah.
That's time you can't get back. Those memories you can't get back.
Yeah. I love it. And so, dude, it's so beautifully articulated. It's just like really a hands-on practical insight into how it was built intentionally. So I love that that's the result that you had. I mean, just for the audience, you and I did not like script this podcast. Like this is just a genuine conversation. So I love that you shared that because I remember when the team was created, it was so that you could do that exact thing. Like as an agent, what do you get paid to do? You get paid to sell real estate. So anything that is not getting you closer to sell more real estate, what if we could take that off of your plate so that you could make the choice to either go sell more or go spend time at the park with your family? Either way, that business is taken care of. That client is probably getting better service because Lance, I love you, but you're not the most detailed person in the world. And so there's
Oh,
probably some balls going to be dropped in the paperwork. So we have some people that are experts in that make that and actually enhance that for the clients while Lance can either go get more business or go spend time with his family.
yeah. And I'm all man in the mirror. I'm a no news, good news type person. Like I absolutely hate the call. Hey guys, just wanted to call you and let you know I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, that's a waste of a call. I can go get something else, you
Yeah.
know?
Sure. I love it, man. So I want to go back and highlight something that you said. I want to make sure I caught it correctly. Did you say you had 17 pendings whenever you considered moving over?
I did. Yep, 17 under contract.
Think about that for a minute for listeners right now. 17 under contract.
And all 17 closed. We didn't mutual release a single one.
I love it. And it's crazy to see. It's crazy for me sitting here on this podcast, just talking to you about that. Like 17, like you didn't need us to get more business, right? Like you had business. Like most people think you join a team because it's the people that can't make it, or it's the people that need more leads. And certainly there's an element of that to it. But I really love that you're sharing. There's so much more to it. And I really think, and Lance, you said this without saying it, so I'm curious your thoughts on this. What I really think you were looking for is a community or a culture of like-minded people that were doing this together that could help you become the best version of you.
Well, eagles fly with eagles.
Yes,
That's the
sir.
oversimplification of it. But like for me, just being in, like you said, being in rooms of like-minded individuals, I'm going to elevate my game naturally
Yeah,
to either reach or exceed where they're at. We all are kind of competitive in nature. That's why we're in
sure.
sales, you know? So yeah, sales isn't everything to client first always, but at the end of the day, we're all in sales.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with a little healthy competition. I'm not going to lie. As team leader, sometimes I stir the pot. I'll call
Uh,
Lance and be like, hey,
Sometimes,
Lance, did you see that Nicole, your wife, has more pendings than you, bro? What's that about? Right?
yeah.
Because I like to fire up that competitive spirit from time to time. And so, but I'm joking around a little bit. I mean, I do that, but I want you guys to realize that I think some people misinterpret a competitive spirit. They think, oh, if you're competitive, that means that you're taking from others. In our organization, we compete so we can help others rise to the occasion. Like we compete at the end of the day. I know for a fact Lance would drop everything to go help someone else in the organization that he's competing against if it was the deal that was going to help them beat him because it's the right thing to do. It doesn't mean he doesn't want to win, right? And so I think it's a healthy level of competition that we have in our organization that you're referring to. That honestly, I think is kind of a superpower that we have.
Well, and I think our culture helps people adjust their thermostats. I do. I think if you sit around and let's say you're on another team and you don't feel like you basically feel like you're idle,
Yeah,
that's not helping you or your family in. Like our organization, our culture really does when you're around higher performing individuals, help you adjust your thermostat, like hands down. Like being in rooms that I'm talking about, I'm not going to step into a room and anybody's going to ask me, "What do you do?" No, they're going to know. You know, it's the people we're in, people we're around.
yeah.
They know we do real estate. We do it at a high volume.
Yeah, I love it. And I think when you're referring to thermostat, for listeners, is you guys have heard me share about growing your identity. I have a lot of those conversations with the team and what Lance is referring to, and I think we all have an internal thermostat, right? And so, as an example, a lot of agents, let's say that you get to 5 pending transactions, and you look around your office and you're top dog, you don't have much motivation to go to 7 or 8. right? And you're at 5, and what happens? We just ride the roller coaster. We kind of get complacent. Complacency kicks in, and we get a couple of those closed, and we get down to 1 or 2 pins. You're like, I guess we'll go back to work now, right? But what Lance is referring to in our organization, because of that healthy competitive environment, because we are, Lance, I don't know if you've heard me say this or not, but I say this on the show a lot, and I've said it in some team meetings, is that I know we're a real estate company, but that's not how I look at ourselves. I look at our organization as we are a personal development company. We just happen to sell real estate. Like, if I can elevate the humans that I have the honor of leading inside of our organization, and they can become better humans, better husbands, better wives, better parents, more healthy, like more fit, whatever, like better financially, whatever those areas are in life, by default, they are going to sell more real estate.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I've seen it with several members of our team, whether it's through sobriety, through 75 hard and fitness. Like, there's so many different ways that this team elevates your personal life and growth.
Yeah. We just help each other win, right? That's just, it's really simple. And whatever
Now, what do
aspect
you
of life
say?
matters.
What's more fun than winning? Winning's more fun than, or however you word that.
Yeah. Winning is more fun than fun is fun.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. Love it. Cool, man. So let's dive a little deeper. So now let's talk practical. Now you're on the team. This is your first full year on the team. What are you on pace? How many transactions are you on pace to close?
So I know you say it's my first full year. Yes. So you look at certain ways. So I joined half year last year, basically, and I think I did 18 total in a half year. My goal was 20, fell short. My bad. I always look at that from a man in the mirror perspective. That's my fault. I could have done something. Something could have got out of the way, and I could have elevated to get those other two. Because what's 2 more transactions?
Yep.
This year.
By the way, I want to highlight and acknowledge Lance. One of our core values is accept responsibility. He's displaying that for you right there.
Yep. So this year, thank you. I currently have closed, and I like to use closed numbers because those are the important ones. 26. Okay. The old team, first year I did 28, and I thought, that's my first year in real estate. That's pretty good, right? Year after that, 32, year after that, 35. So I was constantly growing, but then I couldn't ever bust that 35.
Yep.
Like, that just kind of seemed where I would hit. Well, we're half of the year, I'm at 26. My goal, and I'm at 5.2 million closed volume. And I told you this the other day in a text message. It would take me a year and 2 months or a year and 3 months to close that volume on that other team.
Yep.
And just to be able to do that in half a year and be like, oh crap, what do I got to do from here?
And I think that's where, let's tie that back into the thermostat conversation, the identity conversation, right? Is at the end of the day, like we are in this for families served. And so it's the families that matter. But also, guess one of those families in my eyes is Lance's family. And so if Lance can actually serve 26 families, but get a year and a half worth of volume with those 26 families, I know what that means is that Lance's family is also taken care of financially. And does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Absolutely.
that I wanted to kind of break that down for the audience to understand what you were saying there, is because like we can sometimes focus on the wrong thing, right? And so at the end of the day, like all of this comes together to help Lance live a better life, which is why the team exists.
And I think a lot of it, you brought in perspective. For me, it comes down to you realizing what is actually a fire.
Ooh.
Like, and I want to dig deeper into that. A lot of times I'm like, oh my God, I got to do that amendment right now. No, I don't. I can go prospect for another hour and a half or 2 hours. That amendment's still going to need done. So I don't need to stop what I'm doing, stop my momentum, and put that fire out right now. It's still going to be there. Same fire.
And as a matter of fact, if you ignore it, it probably will be a smaller fire when you get to it.
Yeah, a lot of those fires put themselves out. But, young me didn't know. Matt,
well, I think sometimes too, that's a form of avoidance, right? Because really what our subconscious is saying is, I don't want to prospect. I don't want to prospect. I don't want to prospect. And so, amendment. I know that I can do that instead because that's productive. Mm-hmm. In reality, it's just, no, that's not the right decision. And we know it. Right. And so, man, I love it. I want to, what about, so you're going to have your best year ever in real estate this year. What about Nicole? She's a new agent coming in and biting into the systems. I heard a rumor that she sent a text message to someone while I was on a trip with her about just how proud she was of herself. What was that about?
Yeah, she did. I, and I believe it was to Lauren, but she, when she first joined the team, she wanted to put a low number up, for units closed. She's already surpassed that.
Yep.
I looked just
By the way, in our environment for the listeners, a low number is 20 transactions per year, just for perspective.
Yeah. And when we talked about this, I said, babe, I don't need you to go out there and, burn the world down. Just grab whatever you feel comfortable with. Girl's already closed 21 units.
Yep.
And she's going to be good. She's a third generation realtor, so it's been in her blood. She's basically been doing it with me for 5 years.
Yep.
And you call her the smiling realtor. I always call her Miss Selling Sunset. So
I love it. I love it. Well, I love that you guys are both having that massive success. And I know you guys are just getting started too. One of the conversations, to give both of you credit, is that we've had many conversations. I've initiated some, but to you guys' credit, you guys have both initiated them with me also, reaching out and saying, all right, we're doing great. We're doing good. We want to do great. How can we do better? And you guys leaning into those conversations, I would think, has really helped you elevate kind of into where you guys both are today.
Yeah. And our leadership, rather I reach out to you or any of our managers and they tell me, Lance, look in the mirror. Time block. That you're not organized. The time block.
Yeah.
That's been a big eye opener for me because I didn't even know what that was till I joined the team and I heard you say it. And I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, time's our most valuable asset. Time's our most valuable asset. We just don't prioritize it or treat it that way. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And so just learning how to do that as a real estate agent is massive, massive, especially when you're talking an organization like ours that has all kinds of leverage created for the agent so that they can be successful. One of the things you highlighted earlier that I want to be careful how I say this, because again, everyone does it differently. And there's a lot of phenomenal people that run their business different than I do. And so it's not saying that they're wrong. We do it differently. And one of the things that I believe it is my responsibility to facilitate the environment that allows everyone inside of an organization to live their dreams inside of it. And so I have to do my best to get out of the way to allow that to happen. And I have to remove my ego and pride to move it to the side and realize that seeing people like Lance grow and elevate inside of our organization is my success. Like that's what I'm here to do, is to help other people become better. And whenever you can just really remove your identity and your ego from it's my success to it's our success, and you can facilitate the environment and the leverage that allows amazing people like Lance to continue to thrive and grow as a human and as an agent, great things happen in your organization. I mean, in the month of July, Lance, did you have an okay July?
I don't even know. It was okay. Terrible.
Yeah. I won't share the amount of money that you made, but it was a great month for Lance.
Well, I think our team in general,
it was best month in company history.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, can we all pat ourselves on the back on that? That's huge.
Absolutely.
In a market where everybody says, hey, the crash is around the corner.
Yeah.
Hey, school's getting ready to start up. It's going to slow down. Oh, there's rain. It's rained all year.
Yeah. We just don't believe, we don't buy into it. Right.
Right.
We, again, like you've said many times, it's a man or woman in the mirror. Like it's me, myself, and I. That's my competition. Mm-hmm. And there's opportunity there. Let's pivot to leverage. Some of the things that I wrote down, that just thinking out loud here, that I see the team has as leverage for someone like Lance, and I would love your perspective, is our marketing and our leads, our database, transaction coordination, listing coordination, the training, and different things that we can give you more opportunities and more time. What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm glad you brought that up. That is one of the main reasons I joined the team. Our marketing is far superb to anyone in our area.
I saw this handsome guy in flip-flops at a new river cabin on video today. It looked pretty good, man.
Dude got on a boat too. I don't know how he picked it up.
Yeah, so Lance just did a new video tour with our videographer that was killer.
I mean, it was a river property, so I figured I'd dress appropriately for what you'd see
Yeah,
down
it's
there.
killer, man. It's a good job.
Thank you. Um, our marketing, and people when they look to hire an agent, don't think they're not going to like look at your social medias or look at the web pages because they want to see how their potential house could look in that scenario. And a lot of times, what I see, and I don't want to knock anything, but Facebook pages look like they're ran by teenage schoolgirls. So ours always had educational literature, propaganda. It just looked so professional and clean, like everything was simplified. You knew what you were looking for.
Yep.
So I
Well,
think that just
I
helps.
think that it's a marketing principle I learned years ago. It's educate, inform, and inspire. Like that's my job. Who is my avatar? I need to educate them, inform them, and inspire them. And if
Mhm.
that's where our marketing's around. And inside of that, guess what? We also advertise listings. Inside of that, guess what? We'll do a funny video from time to time. But am I actually providing value to the audience, or am I just giving them clickbait?
Well, the answer is yes and yes. I mean, think about it. If we do, let's say that video of me in flip flops, people are going to pay attention to that algorithm. That's
Yep.
just a little different. It was more of a fun shoot. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
But there's also value there because you're actually doing a house tour, and now but that catches people's attention, and when they come, that attention catches them, they come back to our site, and now they get items of value when they come back.
Yep. And also, I mean, you look at our Facebook page or our website, there's market trends, there's, updates, everything on there. Like it's not all just here's a home.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
that's huge. And I think that's what people look for.
What about Lance, your lead spend and how you generate business prior to joining our team versus what that looks like now?
Oh man, you want to talk about Zillow, don't you?
I didn't say it, you did.
Okay. All right. So I personally think um, as an agent, invest in yourself. I do believe that because if you can't invest in yourself, do you believe in yourself type deal? Like that's where my brain goes. So with the ability to invest in yourself and you keep growing your business, I spent, and you actually said, what if I get you to spend less and do more in our offsite meeting? I spent a lot of money with Zillow. I spent a lot of money with Realtor just so I could sell that 32 to 35 homes a year. Did my team provide leads? Sure, sure. Um, were they great leads? Not all leads great leads. But did I also feel the impact of every new agent hire? Absolutely. Do I feel it here? No. There is an abundance. And if I ever need a lead or feel like I'm slowing down, I can jump right in our CRM and I promise you I'll make something. There'll be something in there in a pond somewhere. And our ponds, just so you guys know, it's kind of like our filters. New leads, old leads, expired leads. We call them ponds just to catch you all up. But just having that ability is huge.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's one of those things that uh-oh.
Oh, you lost your microphone and earbud.
I knocked my earbud out of my ear. All right, I'm back. How's that for unedited podcast? For those of you that say it's not real. Well, there you go.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think that there's a lot of value in that. And I think one of the things that is important is that this is a coaching conversation for Lance and also for the audience, is that my belief is that Lance felt like he had to invest in leads previously. This is my opinion. And now he does it because he wants to, not because he has to. And he knows that if he wants to go make more money, he wants more transactions, he wants more pendings, more listings, he has a pool of tons of opportunity to go fishing in.
Yeah, and you know what never comes in my mind? Agent split. Not even a thought. It's
Why
more
is
business,
that?
more transactions. Who cares? It's all going to average. Like it just don't even pop in my mind.
And I
But
want to go deeper. I want to go deeper on that because I think there's a lot of people that get stuck right there. Team leaders and agents alike. Um, Here's my belief, and I said this at my speech at KFR, is agent split is irrelevant. Here's why. I want you to show me a proven track record of how much your average agent made at the end of the year that in their pocket. That number matters far more to me than the agent split.
Yep.
Because I'm
GCI.
here to make an impact in lives. How much money are the agents on the team making for the amount of work, effort, energy they are putting in? And here's the cool part is that anyone, let me just say this transparently, there's anyone in my organization can go work at any other company in our area and go get a better split, but they won't make more money.
Well, I mean, they won't make more money. What's that time worth of those processes?
And they'll have to spend way more time. Absolutely.
Yep. What is that time? And I think that's a big part for every agent to think about in their business. What's my time, my hour worth?
Mm-hmm.
Is it $200 an hour? Is it $500 an hour? Maybe it's 50, but still it needs to come at a value.
Yep. Really good. Really good. And so there's an equation that I developed years ago. I don't even know if it makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain. It's that time equals, value equals so what is the value that you are getting as an agent on the team? It's the time that you are spending. It's the money that you are getting for the money you are receiving for the time that you put in and the value that you get. So money equals time plus value. Like what is that? That's the money equation that you should be doing. Like at the end of the day, what did I make on this one transaction? Or what did I make at the end of the year for the value I received and the time that I put in? I think that's what really, really matters. And what I'm just extremely proud of is that we're going to blow that out of the water this year because I look at these numbers, but last year in a down market, the average agent on our team made 400% of the median income in our area net in their pocket. Tell me again why split matters.
It don't.
Right.
I mean, also I could take that a step deeper. The split didn't matter to me so much because Nicole, husband, wife team, was getting her license. You guys are training her. I don't have to.
Yeah.
So I can go get more transactions. What's the value on that?
Yep.
Like, think about that. What's the value on I don't have to babysit?
Yeah.
And girl's good. Like, she don't need much babysitting, but I'm just telling you, like, that's huge.
Yep. Really good. Really good. What about you mentioned earlier, but what about the like operational support and listing coordination, transaction coordination? Has that been of value to you?
Huge value to me. Ashley, Katie, Melanie, our listing coordinators and our TCs are really, I mean, they're pretty much our backbone, really. Like, yes, as agents, it all falls on us, but if we feel in a case of overwhelm or if we're in a meeting, we can send a simple text and we can let go and know it's done. Like,
there's no way that any of us, myself included, could do what we do without them.
No, 1,000,000%. Like there ain't even a number like you can put on that.
Yeah, and I think and I hope that you guys are hearing this. And this is not this is just to give insight, right? I think team leaders will get value from this because I think there's a lot of team leaders that I know that are my friends that are like, how do I get more Lances on my team? Right? How do I get Nicole's on my team? How do I overcome this? Hey, they're looking at the split first. And I hope that they listen to this and I hope they get perspective from someone boots on the ground that had 17 pendings in another organization, came to our organization and talk about took a split cut to join our team, right? Like a reduction. And so, but guess what? He's going to have more time and more money because of it. Right. And so anyway, for whatever that's worth, I just wanted people to hear that.
Well, there's not a one size fits all for every team. Like you say, I mean, they may be a great agent. Might not be right for our culture. But they probably also don't have the principles and core values we have either.
Yeah,
it's a big thing. I mean, there's several reasons that I joined the team, and that was honestly one of the biggest ones was our core value, our culture.
Well,
you won't find anything like it.
We're culture first, right? We're far from perfect, but the culture protects everything, right? And culture above money, culture above accolades and numbers, a culture over everything, literally everything. And I think go ahead.
I think I was probably one of the first people when I started implementing your program showing partner.
Yeah.
I started looking at the breakdown and I thought, I figured out that the average house in our market, so to speak, wasn't worth, in my brain, I wouldn't go show that house for that person for that split. So I put a minimal cap on. Hey, you're going to get this no matter what. I don't care
Yeah.
Like basically, let's say it's 150,000. You're gonna get minimal $500.
Yeah. So I want you to understand what he is saying there. So we have a showing partner model that helps people like Lance leverage themselves inside of the team to have other newer agents or other people on the team show properties when he's not able to. He wants to spend time with his family, et cetera. And we have it all broken down. Lance looked at that and said, no, they deserve more. I'm going to use this program, but I'm going to pay them more money to use it.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I look at it from a standpoint: if I wouldn't do it, why would I make you do it? Your time's worth at that point. Your time's worth what my time is.
Yep.
It's an equal world over here. So
I love it. I love it, man. Um, what other insider advice do you have that you would like to share?
insider advice I would like to share.
And maybe anything about your experience that would be relevant.
So I think as agents, we get caught up a lot of times in the little things,
Mm.
and we allow things to get in our way of doing our daily activities. And those little things, like they're just little things. Do your daily activity. You're going to grow from that. That's more important to me than anything. And as far as our team goes, like Matt said, this is not really a recruiting. This is totally organic. Um, Culture first. I can't speak highly enough of it. When I show up to the office and I hear Ryan, and he's a top performing agent on our team right now, by the way, if anybody don't know who Ryan is.
Dude's going to sell 70 homes this year. And he already took 7 vacations and it's August.
Only 7? Are you sure it ain't higher?
Yeah, maybe more.
But I mean, when you hear him on the phones and you're just like, oh, he's really good. How do I get better? You sit and you listen to Ryan.
Yeah.
You listen. Like 2 ears, one mouth for a reason. It's
Iron
always
sharpens
listening,
iron.
always learning.
Yeah.
So, and I think that just brushes off on us. Um, and we just naturally adapt and get better. We start finding ourselves taking bits and pieces of what he says, putting your own character in it. And before you know it, you are Ryan Reagan.
Yeah. Dude, so good. And I'm curious your opinion. Just popped in my head as you were sharing that. I think that someone would have to try to not grow and try to stay stagnant and try to not get better, try to not evolve as a human if they're in our environment for long enough. Like our environment forces growth.
Well, my thought process is that is if that's their business model, they're not right for our environment. But
100%.
I 100% agree.
Like it's almost
It's
my
impossible.
point being that is it's impossible not to grow if you stay around
Yep,
long enough.
it's impossible. Like you're not gonna jump in our world and not. Well, I mean, what's Eric? Didn't he 4 time his
4X
business?
in 2 years.
4X, yeah. I mean, look at him. Prime example. Every year, you're not going to sit stagnant because it's just going to come naturally to adjust your thermostat.
Yeah. And I want to go deeper on that too, because I'm pretty intense sometimes and very direct. Like we don't force growth. Growth is just a part of who we are. And if you hang around long enough, you're going to see other people doing epic shit around you enough where you're like, hey, I can do that too. How can I be better? And then you want to grow for yourself. Like that's what I mean by culture. It's not like, hey, Matt's yelling at everyone, do more all the time. Maybe sometimes, but most of the time it comes organically from the amazing people in the environment and the culture that are doing such amazing, epic things that inspires everyone to want to be the best version of themselves.
Well, I think you say it all the time. Hey, this comes from a place of love.
Yep.
You know, comes from a place of love.
Well,
So
dude, if I didn't care, like I would just not show up and like I wouldn't care what you do, you know. But I want people to win. I want people to be better. I want people to be proud of the, like you said, the man in the mirror. I want people to be proud of the man or woman that looks back at them in the mirror.
I was
And
going to oversimplify that.
that
And I was going
requires
to
some
say,
uncomfortable conversation sometimes, right?
yeah, but if we're friends and business partners, if we can't have that uncomfortable conversation, there's
Yes, sir.
something deeper.
Well, I want to
So,
highlight something for the team leaders listening to this. Um, Lance said it, I didn't, but I've said it enough that Lance caught it. Did Lance say, oh, because I'm an agent on your team? No, he said, as business partners. You better adopt that language as a team leader if you want to grow individuals like Lance, like Ryan, like everyone that we've talked about in this episode. because that is what it requires. And guess what that also requires? The leaders that have the mindset and belief of, hey, everyone works for me. I have all these people working for me, are the leaders that are struggling right now. But the leaders that adopt the mindset of, as in reality, I actually work for Lance. It is my responsibility to continue to provide room and runway for Lance to continue to grow and develop as a human, so that he has more opportunity runway for him and his family. Like that. So, and I flip it on its head. And a lot of people, as a growing organization, ask me all the time, hey, Matt, how many people work for you now? And I don't know if you've been around when I answer this, Lance, but I answer the same way every time when they ask me that question. I'm like, 0. They look at me like, oh, what? What happened? Is everything okay? I'm like, oh, we're doing great. You just asked me the wrong question. You asked me how many people work for me. No one works for me. I have a bunch of amazing people that work with me. And every time it's a perspective shift for these individuals, because that's just how I look at it, right? And it's my responsibility as a business partner to help help hold the standards in the environment and help raise the thermostat of the environment that allows everyone else to become the best version of themselves.
Yeah, and I've been through, to speak on that as far as leaders go, and I hope there's a bunch on here. I don't know, but I've been through a lot of general managers, in the car world, home world, just a lot. And one thing that I've always been drawn to is lead by example versus lead by tyranny. Like, if I hated showing up at the dealership 8 a.m. and get beat on how, hey, you didn't sell enough cars, you didn't sell enough cars, you didn't sell enough cars. But by the way, after this meeting in 30 minutes, go sell more cars.
Yeah.
No, 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 that don't work.
Yep.
The leaders that lead by example, that are in the trenches helping you elevate, those are the ones you want to get behind and tie your wagon to. Like, they're going places. So
love it, man. Awesome, dude. I appreciate your time. Any parting words before we wrap up?
Man, honestly, this is so organic and fun. If any of those guys or anybody listening want to call me and have a deeper conversation on anything we spoke about, any of it, and we're an open book. You can call me, you can call you. I'll tell you, and you can talk to Nicole too. Like, we are transparent as it gets.
I love it, man. Good stuff. Awesome,
No,
Lance.
I
Dude,
appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you as a person, as a friend, and as a business partner, man. We're just getting started. We're gonna do some epic shit together, and I'm excited.
Oh, we're gonna go 2 times this year. It's gonna happen.
Let's make it happen, man. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate you listening. I know you got value from this episode from Lance. And if you did get value, which I know you did, just please do me a favor. We don't run ads on this show. We don't do any of that. We don't charge you. We give away tons and tons of value for free. It's because we want to contribute, want you to win. Just help us share the message. That's all I ask. Share this with somebody that can help today. Somebody that needs to hear this, an agent, a team leader, someone that needs to hear this message. Just share that with them and continue growing this movement. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Lance, thanks again, man.
All right. See you guys.